Now, the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights says regime and Russian airstrikes in Syria have killed 110 people in the last 24 hours. In eastern Ghouta, at least 35 people were killed on Monday. The area has seen almost non-stop airstrikes and shelling over the past 2 weeks and is under a tightening regime blockade. Meanwhile, in Deir ez-Zor, Russian airstrikes have killed at least 75 civilians. Russia says it only hit militants. Well, let's speak to Ali Alizadeh, who's a Middle East political and social analyst, and joins me now live in the studio. Ali, good to have you with us. So, first of all, what do you make of these continuing airstrikes by Russian and Syrian regime planes, which are said to have been resulting in mass civilian casualties?
That's right, but we have to also include American airstrike as well. We have entered the last phase of Syrian crisis, Syrian disaster, and I think both sides are racing for the end game. That's why, when, especially in the areas that there's competition between Syrian Republican Army, supported by Russia from one side, and specifically YPG, the Kurdish rebel groups, and the Kurdish forces supported by America, because they know whoever can get hold of certain positions right now will have the upper hand in the coming negotiation for the future of Syria. That's why I think this is the intensification of the end game of Syria.
And civilians, of course, as ever, are always being caught in the middle. Tell me about eastern Ghouta, though, because that is supposed to be one of the de-escalation zones that was agreed by Turkey, Russia and Iran.
That's right, but we have to be a bit careful, because we haven't heard any confirmed news that the Ghouta bombing was done by Russia. What we know at the moment is Deir ez-Zor. That was definitely done by Russia, but Russians are claiming that they successfully targeted the militant groups, and the Human Rights Observatory that you mentioned, they say civilians got killed. As the pattern we've seen in the last 6 years of Syrian crisis, whenever you have an enclave or kind of siege area, there is no possibility of confirming or verifying that what group is telling us the truth.
So you have claim and you have counterclaim, and as always in a conflict situation, very difficult to separate out.
Just thinking about that, I mean, how does the observatory know about that? I mean, the main groups they're giving us information are mainly Daesh at the moment.
Okay, well, Russia says that it was targeting Daesh militants. What is the scale of Daesh's presence remaining in Syria?
It's a difficult question, but I think they have lost the real, they've lost the position in which they can have any real claim. What's happening at the moment, I think there is the attempt of certain Syrian opposition groups, especially the ones in Riyadh conference, who feel the Russians are not meeting any of their demands. They are trying mainly to sabotage the possible peace process, which were proposed by Turkey, Iran, and Russia. That's why I don't think they want to, like back in 2011, 2015, they have any hope that they can anything more than that, but they are hoping to sabotage the possible peace process. To the end that they've done in the last few years. I mean, even if they can continue for another year, they don't. It's better for them. They think they may get something more in the future Syrian government. Just remember one thing: as Erdogan, Rouhani and Putin were sitting in Sochi discussing possible peace, 2 days after that in Riyadh, many of the opposition groups supported by Saudi, they said, we want Assad goes. It's obvious that, I mean, whether Assad goes or not is up to Syrian people, but saying that right now means only one thing: they want this peace process not to go through.
And of course we've got
I think Trump has sat back and has allowed Russia, Iran and Turkey to solve this mess which was produced by many countries.
Ali, thank you very much indeed. Good to get your thoughts there. Ali Alizadeh there.